Welcome everyone. It is time. It is that time. It is Sunday evening and it is time for this week's All-Star Beauty Session. Now, this week we are doing this via Facebook Live. Normally we host this webinar privately on a Zoom and it's super awesome. And tonight we made the decision to do this via Facebook Live. And I'm super excited. And we are going to talk about all things lashes. And what's fun about that is you can still drop your questions in the chat. I'm going to be answering them live. And we're going to go through all the super fun things. I'm just going to get this shared into my beauty group really quickly. And feel free to share this. Like, I'm making this shareable even for other beauty guides, and I want everyone to participate and have lots of fun. So I'm going to scoot up now that I move my computer, and we're just going to get down to business. Chat with me, tell me where you are hanging out with me from tonight, and make sure to drop any of your lash related questions in the comments. And this is great because I am just going to be doing this live and sharing all of my favorite tips and tricks. So tonight we are going to be talking about, hi Blair, how are you? Tonight we're going to be talking about all sorts of fun things like how I get extra length and volume, how we find all of the lashes so we don't miss anything. We are going to be talking about how to use this bad boy, this lash curler. We are going to be talking about some really cool false lash tips. That's hard to say, including maybe getting into some fun with magnetic lashes because I've been getting a lot of questions about that. So I appreciate everyone that's on. All of my all-stars, say hello. Some of them might be hopping on too and doing a dual live with me. We're going to see if we can do some of that as well. And remember, I'm making this fully shareable for any beauty guide. We're going to be just talking about lots of really great tips and tricks on tonight's amazing All-Star Beauty Session, aka the Lash Bash. And I'm so excited about it. Hi, Kelly. I think I see Monique on here too. Make sure you all share this in your groups, share this everywhere because we want to share all of the fun business of, lash goodness. So whenever I start these, I like to start with questions. People throw out their questions and the things that they want me to cover. And then I go through tools. So make sure you drop any of those things in the comments. And then I'm going to get right into some of the essential tools that we need and the stuff you want to have on hand if you want to play along or just so you know what you need. One of the first things is a lash curler. A lash curler makes a huge difference, and they can be a little scary to use, but we're gonna talk about how to make this not so scary. Next, obviously, mascara. Having mascara on hand is going to be important. So we got a brown, we got a black, we got a waterproof. We're going to talk about the different textures. That's going to be great. Another important thing to have on hand is liner options. So whether you have a liquid liner or a liner pen, a gel pot liner, a pencil, having liner on hand is going to be really important. And I'm going to show you some key tips and tricks about how you can use a liner pen or a gel, ways you can use our gel pot, a gel pen liner or pencil liner, And if you want, feel free to grab those false lashes because sometimes we just get crazy in these and we're trying all sorts of different things. One eye will look totally different than the other when I'm done maybe, but that's why these are fun. We want you all to learn and we want you all to, feel awesome. And when we learn cool tips and tricks, we can feel super awesome. Now, thank you. I'll take that. I'll take being the lash queen. I'll take that. We'll also see how long my hair lasts down. A lot of times for these, I pull my hair back so I can get really up close and personal with you all. So I got my green scrunchie on hand to throw this hair up into a ponytail, but I'm going to take off my glasses. We all know that this is the interesting part because when I don't have my glasses on, I can't see that great. But if I can do it without my glasses on, you should be able to do it too. That's what I always say. Yeah, I'm a pro, but I'm going in blind. So it kind of levels the playing field a bit. One other thing that is great to have on hand. Whenever I do these, I start like getting all sniffly. One of my favorite things to keep on hand are my little baby mini Q-tips. These are from Muji, but I like regular Q-tips are great, but I love the little baby ones. So this is another great thing to have on hand. Makeup remover, great to have on hand. And then another cool thing, and I'm going to show you how to use, is I actually really love having a translucent powder on hand too. So we're really going to be troubleshooting and getting into it. So let's get started. I have my full face on, sans liner or lashes, because we are going to be doing all that fun stuff. And I want to show you my first trick. Now raise your hand if you feel like you have an issue with your mascara or even your liner smudging, moving, and you feel like you can't really get it to set. This is one question that I get a lot, is that a lot of people are like, I cannot, like, no matter what brand they use. And I teach very like not always specific around like a brand. I just really love teaching tricks, but transfer is a really major problem for a lot of people. And the first question I always ask when someone is struggling with their mascara transferring is, what do you use to remove your makeup? Now, then second question, do you remove that remover? If you are doing a great job taking off all your makeup, but you are not doing a thorough job removing that makeup remover, a residue is going to be on your lashes and it's actually going to work against you from the inside out. So one of the first things I say is if you have issues with mascara or liner or eye makeup generally, transferring, first things first, make sure that you actually do a very thorough job removing your remover. A lot of people wash their face, see what they can get off with their cleanser, and then they clean it up with a makeup remover. And then that remover can sit there. Now, I like to flip it, and we want to remove all of our makeup first. So if you're having issues with transfer, use your oil cleanser or use your makeup remover, and then make sure you do a really thorough job with your cleanser of removing all of that residue. So that is important. Now, next step, I absolutely love a translucent powder. And what you do, let's find a little brushy brush. And what you can do is take a small brush with a translucent powder and just get it on there and make sure that you are doing a good job along the lash line. And you can actually get translucent powder on your lashes. Now, what's cool about this is that this is going to help absorb any excess oil that you have. Our eye area can be really oily. Even if we have dryness on the skin, our eyes can be really oily, and we can get, and oil's like a great makeup remover, obviously. So if we can get something to help absorb any of that excess oil, it's really helpful. But here is the added bonus. If we get a little translucent powder in our lashes, and I look crazy right now, that's fine. What this is gonna actually do is create a little something extra for your mascara to grab onto, and it actually can help add volume. So we're gonna get that on there. And so this is really, really helpful if you feel like you deal with transfer, and if you want something that is going to bulk up your lashes a little bit, you can get a little powder on there. Perfect. Now, let's tackle the lash curler. Bum, bum, bum. Now, first things first, we want to do a check. We want to check our tools. We want to make sure that this pad on here is not worn down. This pad is your friend. This pad is going to keep your lashes safe and healthy and help them curl. But we also want to keep it clean. So I love these. They are called Dirty Work Cosmetic Sanitizer Wipes. And these, I live for these in my kit. I wipe down everything with them, but they're really great for personal use, not just for professional use. And I'm actually going to use this to clean my lash curler. And you do need to keep your own personal lash curler clean. Even if you are using it on clean lashes, we just want to make sure that there's no buildup on there. But especially if you're the type of person who does like to curl their lashes with a little product on, you really want to make sure this is clean. So I want to chat about that really quickly. It's always going to be safest to curl your lashes when you don't have mascara on. But everybody's lashes hold a curl differently, just like everybody's hair holds a curl differently. And so I always say it's not a hard no, but you have to be really careful, because if you are curling your lash with a product in there, it's more likely to stick to your lash curler, which is problematic. And you don't want to break your lashes. You know, some products, some mascaras are going to be more stiff, and they are just going to maybe get a little too firm for clamping down, and you can actually really damage your lashes. But there are a lot of people that have a really hard time getting their lashes to fully curl. There are also some really cool devices that are heated lash curlers. And I have one somewhere. I actually have no idea where it is. I was looking for it. It looks like this little tiny comb, and it's warm, and you can actually brush it through your lashes, and it will help with that curl. Now, if you really have a very hard time and you use a heated lash curler, then you can follow it with your regular curler and really try and give it a good squeeze and see how it do. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to bring you nice and close. We're going to get nice and close, mostly because I want to see what I'm doing. So we are going to start with our lash curler, and this is the way I really like to teach it if you have not used a lash curler previously. I like lining it up, and I like looking right at myself. Now, I have a great lighted mirror here. Lighting is really important. You can actually use a magnification mirror if that's what you feel like you need. But I like to line it up, and I like to look right at myself. So I'm going to do that in my mirror here instead of my phone, and I'm going to just give it a soft clamp. I'm not like clamping down hard, because you want to start with like a soft clamp before you do anything. And I'm going to just do a little bounce here. I don't like doing a hard clamp. I actually do a little bounce, release, and I pull it up just a little bit, and I do it again. Why do I do this? Because I want to get at least 2 spots with my curler if I can. So I'm not creating an L. I want to create a gradual curve. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure, for me, that I get it on these outer lashes. It's really easy to miss the outer lashes. And when we do mascara, we are going to talk about how cool those outer lashes are. Number 1 and 2. And what's funny is I haven't had to use a lash curler my whole life. My lashes are actually very naturally curled, but the last few months, this eye, for some reason, my lashes have gotten incredibly straight. And so if I don't curl my lashes, this eye is curly and this eye is literally totally straight, and it looks really different. So we're gonna line it up, look at ourselves, and we're gonna do 1 clamp. Sorry, I'm trying to look in my mirror behind my phone. A little bounce, bounce, bounce. Move it up, bounce, bounce, bounce. And you can do a harder press. And now I'm going to make sure that I have it turned, and see this little angle that I'm giving it to get my outer lashes. So I'm not doing it straight on. I turned it a little bit to make sure we're getting those bad boys. Blank it out, work it out. And then if you feel like you really have a hard time getting your lashes to hold, curl your lashes right before you put on your mascara. So then you're applying the mascara and you're really getting it to stay. I'm going to maybe do one more pass on this side, just because this is the side that gives me trouble. Do a little bounce, not a hard press. And blink it out because it feels weird sometimes. That's just facts. Now, that is really going to help. If you have any questions about lash curlers, drop it in the comments and I'll make sure I answer them. So our next tip, we are going to talk about ways that we can add length and volume to our lashes with the illusion of an eyeliner. So eyeliner is a really powerful tool at making the base of our lashes look more dense, and that's actually going to make our lashes look longer and fuller. So this is where these bad boys come into play, both our liquid liner and our gel liner. And I'll show you how I use each of them differently, and I'm not going to do a ton of liner because we're really lash focused, and we'll probably do more liner stuff when we get into the magnetic lashes. So first thing is a good gel liner. You need a gel liner that is really long wearing for this next trick. Now raise your hand if you know what the waterline is. If I say we are going to start getting eyeliner in our waterline, raise your hand, drop some hearts if you know what the heck I am actually talking about. Do you know what I'm talking about? So the waterline is this area here and here, that weird little area of our eyeball on the opposite side of our lashes. So it's below the upper lashes and above the lower lashes. So when we put liner on this part of our waterline, it builds quite a bit of density. Now, this is something that I absolutely despise doing to myself. It tickles so bad and it drives me bonkers. Now, I've seen people that just like literally can go back and forth. I can't do that. My little trick is, and I might grab I love these. One of these little bad boys is one of my absolute little favorite things. So I'm going to hold it and do this. You see what I'm doing? I do an upward motion like this along my lash line. Instead of like the back and forth, I just can't do the back and forth. I can do it here a little bit. But when I get here, I actually do this upward motion. And do you see how it's creating density right there? You see how it's really subtle? I'm so ticklish. Like it tickles the bananas out of me. And I just have such a hard time. And I see some people and they're like going back and forth all up in there, and I cannot do that. But I can absolutely do this upward motion, making this weird face because, you know, we make the cutest faces when we do our makeup, don't we? It's always so attractive. But, you know, you got to do what you got to do when you're poking at your eyeball area. So, a little close. Upward motion strokes like this. And for me, it's just so much easier. This is also really, oh my gosh, it tickles so bad, you guys. It's so tickly. But this is also important because our lashes don't grow in this like perfectly straight line. Like we have lashes that are like doink, 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 doink. They grow all along our lash line like that, you know? So when we work to fill in between those spaces, then this motion is great because I'm hitting the waterline, but I'm also kind of getting up into my lashes a little bit. It's helping fill that space. So I'm just going to go in. And you'll see too what I'm going to do with the liquid liner, you'll see how it really helps build that density. Now, the reason why it's so important to have the right liner for this is if I just went in with a kohl liner or something more like oil-based, it's not going to hold in the waterline. It's not. So a long-wearing gel liner that, see how I'm not even trying and it just works? You don't want to, you should not be working to get it to work. You need a formula that is super smooth, that just goes on without trying, and it's really going to hold in place. That's really, really super important. And this is something too that after you have mascara on, you can obviously do afterwards. And I probably should have done one, like had not done it on one side and then I do it on the other so you can really see the difference, because it is a marked difference when you do this and when you do not do it. So see how I got it all up in there? All up in there. And I do really generally recommend using If you, I love using black because it is so subtle. Even if you use brown mascara, even if you're using brown liner, using a black is, I really do think it's best. However, if you are using a warm brown mascara, using a warm brown liner for this works great. You can just match the liner color to the color of your mascara. But when you're doing something subtle like this, black is a really great option, even if everything else you're doing is brown, because it's not like, you know, it's not crazy and dramatic. So now I'm going to show you the trick with the liner pen. Let me give it a shake. Now, why I think this liner pen is the business is because it has a real brush on here. Real brush, boop, bop, boop. And why that is important, and I need to open a new one of these real bad. But this one's great. Like, look at that. That is so cool. It's a fine tip, super baby fine, like super baby fine. And I can draw like, where's my hand? Whoop. Super thin line with this. And what I can do with this now is I can actually trace at my lash line with this on the upper side now and get a super baby fine line and really kind of do what we did on the underside, on the upper side, to help, again, like bolster that density at our lash line. Now, obviously, you can do like your full liner and all the stuff that you do, but I'm not doing all that because I really want to show you what this actually does. So I am going to do this on one side and I'm not going to do it on the other. And then I'm going to show you what it looks like. Is that cool? Does that work for you all? Do you agree with that? So let's get into it. Let's do it. I'm looking above my phone and so into the mirror, and I might hold my other one just so I can kind of see what I'm doing. This liner pen is so easy to use. So easy to use. And if you struggle with a liner pen, I'm going to show you the trick. You do not need to draw a line across. I'm going to show you how to stamp this along so you can get a really baby thin line and get that effect. I'm not going in like this. We don't point it at ourselves. You know, we're not getting stabby. You're just pressing, and I prefer to start in the center. Do you see how I started in the center there? See how baby thin that is? That's so cool. And I am going to now, my lashes are curled, so they're getting in my way, which is good. And I'm just going to, see how I'm walking it in. So I started in the center and I walked it in with these little baby strokes. See how super fine that line is. Now I'm going to do this. Start in the center again. And make sure I'm really getting it into my lash line. And I'm just going to do that. And I'm going to walk it outward. Super fine line. And this is, I make the worst face. You all want to see the worst face. This is my least favorite makeup face that I make. It's really bad. Like, it looks like my eyes are rolling back into my head and it's really an unattractive face, but we got to do what we got to do. And I know I do this because I see it in videos all the time of myself. You go like this. Let me see if I can see myself. And you just make sure you hit that outer thing. And I make this terrible face and it's really embarrassing, but don't judge me. And just go in and make sure I've filled those spots. Easy peasy. And it's this super baby fine line. So now with what we've done underneath and what we've done on the top, we have this really great super thin line. I'm going to fix this because I wasn't actually looking at myself when I did it. Bam. Okay. See how thin that is? Super subtle. And this is really going to make a huge, huge difference for our lashes. And I'm just going not quite, you know, to the outer edge here because I don't want to pull my eye shape downward. So I stopped in a little bit and it creates a really great lift. Are we ready to get into some mascara, y'all? I think so. I think it's mascara time. Now I'm going to share all my mascara tips and tricks. I'm crushing it right now, you guys, just crushing it. So colors, drop in the comments if you are a black mascara girl. Drop in the comments if you prefer brown mascara, because there's no right and wrong answer. But I really find that we all have one distinct like color that we feel more comfortable using. I feel much more comfortable in black mascara. I absolutely do. I have a lot of clients and customers that feel way more comfortable in a brown mascara. And again, there's no right or wrong, because I'm like, you do what makes you feel like super awesome. But I am going to show you one of my tricks, even if you are a black mascara girl. So remember at the beginning of this video when we primed our lashes with the powder, we powdered our lashes. You could do that again. I'm going to show you how to prime your lashes with brown mascara. And I do like mixing. I'm a mixer, you know, little face cocktails. But I'm going to do a layer of Gasp brown mascara. And again, I'll probably do it on one side and we'll see if we can see a difference. I'm going to pretend like this is a lash primer. Dun, dun, dun. And we are going to just get it on there and we are going to build. Now, this is my first trick to building. I'm going to show you this with the brown. I really wiggle it into the base of the lashes. You want to get it into the base of your lashes and wiggle it up. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. You know that song? Is that Jason Derulo? I don't know. I'm old. I don't know anything cool. But what we do is we do the front and then I actually build on the back. So I'm going to turn to the side. Watch how I do this. We're going to go this side, that side, this side, that side. What this is going to do is it's actually building. I bumped myself. It's building product on both sides. And back and forth, back and forth. So I'm actually hitting the front, back, and working it along. And then towards the outer side, we work towards the end of the brush. And then I do this little swirly motion that will change your life if you've never done it. And then we use this inner corner, this brush on the inner corner here, because we want to make sure we hit those lashes. Now, you can't see it as much because this is brown and it is more subtle, but when you do this little swirl motion, we have these lashes out here on this outer corner that really work like a cat eye. Now, do you see the liner that I did? Yeah, because we did it together. See how now that I did this little swirly motion and it grabbed those lashes? It looks like I have a little cat eye. Isn't that cool? I think it's pretty cool. Now I can go in with my black mascara, just use this. So this is what brown looks like. It's awesome. It's subtle. It's really pretty. It looks like a lash tint. But if you've met me or seen anything that I've ever done, you know that I super love so much mascara. And we're going to do the same thing. And we are going to now build on top of the brown that we did. And this is a fiber mascara. It's wax based. It stays soft. And I'm building on top of that. La. Boop, bop, boop. Oh my gosh, look at this. Build it. As we work to the inner corner, we turn our wand this way. Get the lashes. It totally tickles. Sorry, I gotta look in my mirror for a sec. Doing this in my phone is never quite the same. And I'm just building. La, 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 la. Now look at my lash line. Look at how, it doesn't look like I have all this liner on, but my lash line is just like, you have that length, that fullness, and it really helps with the volume. And layering these two just adds a lot of volume to the lash. Look at that. It's amazing. That's amazing. So now I'm going to show you on the other side, and I could use waterproof. Waterproof is a great formulation. I'm just not going to use waterproof tonight. Because I'm going to be washing my face in a few hours. And this washes off so phenomenally. But when I'm going to be playing with lash stuff later, I'm not going to, I don't want to do waterproof. But one thing I want to say about waterproof, side note, is that waterproof doesn't build the same as other formulations because it dries down differently because it's waterproof. So you have to work a little more quickly when you are building layers with a waterproof formulation. It just doesn't always build the same and layer the same as something like this that is wax-based and a lot softer. So now we're going to do this side. Play along if you like. And we are going to now, so this side doesn't, it just has a little bit in the waterline. It doesn't have any liner on top. And we don't have that first layer of brown to prime it. And we're going to see if we see any difference. So I'm going to try and look in my mirror. We're going to go back and forth, underside, upper side, and work our way across. Take a moment if it tickles to blink. Really, we want to get it into the base. We do not want a gap. You don't want a gap where you just have lash and no product. It's going to actually be more visible than you realize. Okay, so are you seeing the difference in the lash with how I primed it with the brown? Now I can always do multiple layers. I just find that the brown formulation is more fluid and I really love it underneath. And see how it just adds that bulk? I'm just showing you different things so you can see what works for you. And I'm turning my wand, say I started this way, and I'm working my wand this way as I get to the inside here. Because I want all of them. Woo. Now, we're going to do our little swirly do. Oh, there they are. See those ones? Did you see them pop out? I saw them in my mirror. So when you do your little swirl out here, I mean, do you see that business? We don't want to neglect those guys. They're awesome. Look how awesome they are. Look how awesome they are. We want them to come and play with us. Now, admittedly, I'm not the type of person that just like slaps on mascara, but the reason why is because of this. Because you can get such an amazing effect if you just take a minute and are intentional with the process and the application of it. Now, can we see the difference? This one definitely has more bulk to the lash because of the way I layered the products. And you can definitely see the density at the lash line. And it just looks like the lashes have more volume to them. It just does. So, oh, that was cool. And that's why I wanted to show you the difference. And I kind of wish I hadn't put any in the waterline here so you could really see that difference. But it is really quick and easy when you do that and when you practice it. Now, I would be remiss if I did not. Let's talk about those bottom lashes, y'all. They are my fave. Love a bottom lash. Don't neglect the bottom lash. And I just, a lot of times will take what's left on my wand. And it's really a wispy motion that I do. I'm not, so I don't want to bump myself. And I'm very gently painting these bottom lashes. And then I like to do this. I run the tip of the wand back and forth to get length. And it will really open the eye and complete the look. Fab. Look in the mirror while I do this one. And again, I'm really barely touching them. I'm not getting in there. Like my top lash, I am like getting in there, you know. You can see how it's lifting when I'm doing it. This, super delicate. And then I go wee and run the wand back and forth. Inevitably, I will stab myself with mascara at some point. I'm legitimately shocked that this has not happened yet because I'm real good at doing like such a great job on my mascara and then straight up just like stabbing myself in the face with my mascara wand or getting it caught in my hair, which is why I was going to maybe pull my hair up, but I'm loving my new green, so I just don't want to put it up right now. Love. If you do feel like you get a little clump somewhere, easy peasy. I always have, and I can't believe I didn't say this before. I always love having a spoolie, either from my brow, or I just will have an additional little spoolie and you can just like brush it through. And I do this little swirling motion. So this is how I work out a clump. If you feel like you have clumped. Now, if you're doing waterproof and you feel like you got a clump, you got to work fast because when waterproof dries, like, you know, you're committed. You're committed to that situation for a while. But this actually works. So if I felt like that was a little much, what I could do is I place it and I swirl it. Do a little place and a little swirl. We can just brush it out a little bit. So instead of me just trying to brush it like this, if I were underneath, I would place it on the underside, place and swirl out. Underside, place and swirl out. On the top, underneath, swirl up. And what I'm doing is I'm using that motion to lift through. So I'm not brushing it. I'm actually taking it and I'm doing a swirl, and it's going to help break anything up that I felt like was maybe too much. I mean, we all have different preferences, and a lot of people have a very different definition on what they consider like clumpy lashes. There's definitely clumpy lashes, but it's okay to have product on your lashes, you guys. It's okay to get some product in there. So this side has the liner on top. We layered those two products, the brown and then the black, to get more density and volume. This side, we just have a little bit of black in the waterline, and that kind of like a 1.5 coat of the mascara on there after curling both sides. So that's where we are right now in the process. Does anyone have any specific questions that they want to drop in the comments for what we have done thus far? Anything? I love answering questions. If you do bump yourself, because I'm actually kind of disappointed I didn't bump myself, because I like showing how to fix mistakes, is you just grab your Q-tip, and you don't always have to use makeup remover. So if you get mascara up here, where's that brush? A lot of times I just take the shadow brush that I used. I did get myself a little bit. And sometimes you can just blend it out. A lot of times, if you didn't get yourself bad, just go over with your mascara brush. That's silly. Your eyeshadow brush. And you just back and forth, and you can just do a quick buff and get any little boops that you got. If you get yourself good, which happens, take your Q-tip, and then the same thing, these little swirly motions. I always get myself here. So that swirling motion. And if you really nail yourself, two of my tricks is I will take a makeup remover wipe sometimes and then wrap it around my Q-tip and just lightly buff the spot. You can take a little moisturizer, or if you really got yourself good with like a waterproof formulation, just take a little tiny bit of your makeup remover on that spot and then just fix the shadow underneath. It's really not the end of the world. Typically, just with a clean Q-tip and this little swirl motion. So you can hold it taut, and can you all see me swirl that? How I'll do a little swirl. It will just literally lift up whatever you got on there. It works really, really well. And there are times when I'm like, I just totally screwed up my makeup because I nailed myself with the mascara wand, and then pretty quickly, just with an easy swirl, it's like it never happened. It's amazing. So should we start talking about like fake lashes? Because I feel like that's where we are now. And I'm excited to talk about some fake lashes, because lashes are having a moment. People, when we're out and about, we're in a mask. We don't get to rock our super bold lip. I mean, I do under my mask, and then my mask has makeup on it because that's just the type of girl I am. But there are a lot of options for fake lashes now, and I figured this would be a fun way to take this conversation. So raise your hand if you want to talk about some fake, false, artificial, whatever you want to call it, lash business, because I know I do. I know that conversation always gets me excited. So when we're doing this, let's go over some new tools. Tweezers. These Tweezerman minis are my fave. I love these mini Tweezermans. I feel like they're super, super easy to use. Hi, Judy. How are you? Everyone say hi when you hop on. So these little mini Tweezermans are great. I feel like they're really easy to use, and they're a really great tweezer. Also, have your little pair of scissors. My Tweezerman scissors are my favorite. These are actually a little tiny pair of Fiskars that I got at the craft store, and I love the little mini Fiskars. They're also a great scissor. Obviously, the lash you want. We have individuals. We have strip lashes. We have, I have bags. I have so many lashes, you guys. I am the lash queen. So they say, and I'll take that to the bank. We have little clusters. These are really a great option for some people. And then we have every type of strip lash, density, fullness, everything imaginable. And then we also have our very fun magnetic lashes as well. So you got to pick what type you want. Are we doing individuals? Are we doing clusters? Are we doing a strip lash? And what type of glue are we going to use? There's some really cool glue options out there now, which I'm excited about because traditionally it was like, I have my tube here. I have lash glue everywhere, you guys. Just literally falling from the heavens in my life, lash glue. I'm going to grab some things out here. Now, lash glue traditionally would just be in like a tube, and you had to take your strip lash and you had to like on the edge of your lash and hope you didn't get too much. So yeah, let's play with some clusters. Let's do that. I haven't actually put a cluster lash on myself in a really long time, so this will be an amusing experiment. Faux show. And this is where my eyes start looking crazy because we're going to do all sorts of different things. Put stuff on, take it off. So Judy, that's a great question. What is the most simple to use? Well, that actually really depends. What is really easy for someone is kind of difficult for somebody else. Now, one of my favorite glues, Kiss has a glue that I really love. This Duo, it's like an iridescent, it's a quick set lash adhesive. I really, really love this lash glue. It's probably my favorite for personal use. I love this. There's also, and I found this on Amazon, y'all. This is a pen that you paint on like liner, but it's actually a lash adhesive. Like, I don't know how it works, but it works. I'm going to show you this. Let me show you this. Let's open some lashes and we'll see how this all works. I'm going to grab some of these clusters here, those babies. This is crazy. You paint it on. I'm going to paint it on my hand, and it's a felt tip, and I'm just painting it on, doing a couple layers. Singing is optional, but you know, why not? Why not do it? And then you take this little cluster. So this is basically like 3 individuals together. And normally what I would do is when I take a lash out of a pack, you can have a little like extra glue on there. I take a sec and you want to get that off because that's annoying. We don't need extra crap. See this little nugget? And I'm going to set it on this liner. Boop, boop. Oh my gosh. And it's literally stuck to it. It's crazy. It's like black liner, but your lashes stick to it. And it's not magnetic. This is not magnetic. It's actually like sticking on there. It's a really cool option. And I found this. This is a brand called Lily. I don't know. I was just buying like random stuff on Amazon for fun to see and to try it out. And I was like shocked. And I feel like this is a great option if you actually struggle with your lash application and you struggle with glue and you cannot tolerate a magnetic lash. Give something like this a try. Kiss actually has a version too that's really cool, and you just paint it on and your lashes stick right to it. Now, I do recommend, I don't like using this as the only liner. I like doing my liner underneath and then using this. And you can search it. It's the Lily, but I'll drop them in the comments and I'll drop some fun things for people to get and try. And it's not expensive. And the pack I got came with a clear one too that I gave to a friend when we did a lash lesson together for her to try. So now for our individual little clusters, I'm probably just going to do one side on here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tweezers and I'm going to pop off a lash. And the individuals, I really love individuals because you can actually build in your lash. You're not dealing with one whole strip lash. Their individual lashes are incredibly comfortable. And if you're like me and you forget you have them on and you do something to mess them up, you're messing up like one lash. You're not messing up the whole strip. So I really love individuals, but I think they can be kind of challenging for people to put on if they haven't practiced. But that's the main thing. You just got to practice. So now I'm painting up, just getting a little bit. I got a little much on there. A little bit on the band. Deep. And we are going to shake it out. Do not blow on it. If I catch you blowing on your lash, I'm going to come over there and you are going to be in so much trouble. That's ew. Blowing on your lash is disgusting. So we're going to shake it out. I'm going to be looking in my mirror. I'm tipping it upward And I never start on the outer corner. I start in just a bit. We just really wiggle it right into our lash line and drop it. Bam, lash. Now, the reason we shake it out is I want that lash glue to get a little bit tacky. Not tacky like has bad taste, tacky like I want this bad boy to grab. So I'm pulling another one out of the pack, these little clusters. Now, here's the thing about clusters. See this lash here? I can cut this up into clusters. So even if you just have strip lashes, you can actually cut them up into clusters and place them individually. And that's cool. And it can be so much easier than trying to wrestle an entire lash. Now I'm picking all the glue off that was on from the pack, and I'm really just want it on the band right now. Maybe a little bit onto the lash. When I'm doing an individual lash, I get a little more onto the lashes. And here's the thing. When you are doing clusters like these or individuals, I do my mascara first. When I do a strip lash, I do mascara after the lash. So when we do a strip lash, no mascara on, put on the lash, then I finish with mascara. When I'm doing individuals or clusters, I actually do put my mascara on first because that mascara is going to give us a good structure for that lash. And we're going to see where we need to fill, because that's what's cool about an individual too, is you can actually just fill the spots that you need. Or one of my favorites is you can just focus on the outer kind of third to half of the eye to give a little lift and fill and a little more drama. Now I'm going to hold this mirror. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing, because I need to see what I'm doing. And I'm going to make this really stupid face, maybe. I'm going to get in to my lash line and I'm going to pop it in and it grabs. Now they have these little tools that can help you pinch your lash. Do I have one of these in here? Like a whole drawer of lash stuff. Not even kidding. Some lashes will come with something like this that can help grab your lash, but what it can also do is when you get your lash on, you can pinch it like this and have it like become one with your lash. So those can be really helpful. This is like a cheapy one, but they have really pretty ones that are a better angle and they're metal and gorgeous. Like this came in a pack, so that's what I got. And I don't typically need to do that because I'm pretty good at getting my lash in place. But now see that? See how I just have two clusters on that outer corner? You can see the glue a little bit because it hasn't dried yet, but that glue will dry clear. Hopefully I did a good job. I will say that's a little different doing this in a phone with my mirror further away. When I'm doing this like with just me, I get a little bit closer and like awkward, but a lot of stuff going on right here. So those clusters are great. And see how I just put on two clusters, two. So 6 little things total, because there's 3 per cluster, and how it added that fullness just to the outer edge of my lash. And I could just work that across if I wanted to, or pop in even some individuals if I wanted to. If I wanted to transition to an individual. This pack, who makes this? This is Kiss, I believe. Who is this? Let me see. Yes, so these are Kiss lashes, these clusters, and these packs have various lengths. They have the short, the medium, and the long. What's nice about having different lengths is obviously you don't want to have super long ones in here always. So what I do is I do, sometimes I do medium, and we can even get a little long through here and then work to shorts here, or I can do short, medium, long if I want to do a cat eye. So I can do a rounded eye or a cat eye. But, so let's add a third one. Just cause. We can see if my luck runs out and I do a terrible job. That's always fun too. So I'm going to pick the glue off, hold it with my tweezer, bap it with the glue. Sorry, can you see what I'm doing? We'll get a little bit of glue on there. And that's one of the things I really like about this glue is I really love the applicator on here. It's like a wand, and I just feel like it's great for personal use. I use a tube in my kit, But for personal use, this is what I use. Shake it out. We don't blow on it. Then we go in, and I go in at an angle this way. So I'm coming in at an angle this way. I'm not trying to come in this way. I really want to come in, and I want that lash to have a lot of lift. I want to really work it into my lash line, set it right in there, and then I can give it a little pinch. And see how it's building that fullness? And I would just build it all the way across as needed. And those clusters are great because they're not as squirrely as an individual. I can show you with an individual too. These suckers can get squirrely. And I do a lot better with an individual lash, and I do them more often on myself. But when I do lashes on other people, I do individual lashes primarily, and I just essentially build a custom set on everyone. So again, I'm taking my wand, there's a little knot on the bottom of this, brushing it on, doing just up on the underside. You do not want to get this on the top side of the lash and get in the underside and the knot. Let's see if I don't screw this one up. So right now I have 3 of those cluster trios out there. Again, I'm coming in from this angle. This is nerve-wracking, you guys. I'm going in. You can feel the glue, and it's nice and cool when it hits your lash line. That's how you know you did it right. Did I do it right? Get it right in there. See how you can see that knot in there, or the glue where it was, but you can't see the lash and it'll dry clear. And you just pop it in and you work your way across. So far all I've put on are mediums, and that will dry. But we're running out of time, so I want to transition to, and I have done other videos with like a strip lash, but I'm going to show you a strip lash with the pièce de resistance. This is what I'm getting a ton of questions on, magnetic lashes. Now, I did a real shenanigan live with some magnetic lashes that I got on Amazon, and they were awful. They were so awful. So here's the thing with lashes. Whether you're doing magnetic, whether you're doing a traditional strip lash, individuals, quality really does matter. And for me personally, I prefer a strip lash. And let me show you some of these that I use in my kit. I prefer a strip lash. See how you cannot see the band on this? See how it's essentially like a row of individuals? When I do lashes and I put them on myself, this is another one. I see how it's just, that is a clear band. I personally generally do not like a lash that has a big, heavy band on it because they can be really stiff, and there's a lot of really cheap lashes out there. Cheap meaning the quality sucks, because I don't think you always need to spend a lot on lashes. Some of my favorite strip lashes are these Christinas that I got on Amazon. They're $2 a pair. These red cherry lashes, same thing. You can get them for like $2 a pair. That's amazing. You know, it's not about the expense. I think the quality is really good. Now for magnetic lashes, I think you do have to spend the money. I have gotten cheap ones. It's been a terrible experience. These are from Glamnetic. They are the baby girl lash. And then this is the magnetic liner. So this is a liquid liner. It comes like this. They just recently released a pen style that is kind of like this. That's really cool. I may have a really awesome PR package coming from them that I'm really excited to dig into. So more coming on that. But I don't have any liner on the top here. So here's what I'm going to show you is a trick with a magnetic lash. See how these have a heavier band on them. But actually that's some of the magnet. That's the heavy band. I'm going to show you one of my tricks to doing a magnetic lash and having it not be so crazy town. Do not try and just use the magnetic liner to make your perfect liner. These magnetic liners are really tacky and they dry really quickly. It's almost like the equivalent of trying to use like a waterproof mascara formulation as liner. I like having, and for me when I do a strip lash, I'm really particular about the placement. I really want it in the lash line and I don't want people to be able to see the lash. For me, that's really important, and it takes practice. Now, a magnetic lash, you're popping it on there and it's sticking on kind of where it wants to go, and it's a little harder to maneuver. So one of my recommendations is do your liner first and then go over the top with the magnetic liner. Get your liner perfect with whatever liner you're using that you feel comfortable with. Then go in with the magnetic liner. I have yet to perfect a super thin, amazing line with this, but also, here's the deal. I think that the lashes adhere better when you do have a bit of a wider line. So I like going in, even if you're just using eyeshadow or your pencil or a pen or whatever you want to do, go in with that first. I'm going to show you one of my favorite tricks. I'm going to grab a gel pencil. My brain's just knocking it out of the park. Gel pencil. Now I do already have mascara on, and a brush. I just grabbed whatever brush I had. You know, I don't want to use this brush. Maybe I do. Where's my little, the bent liner brush is like my favorite brush in the world, and I think I just washed it and it's in one of my clean boxes back there. But I'm gonna hold my eye steady, and I'm literally just going to do a back and forth motion, and I'm not gonna try and make this perfect. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna get it on. I'm using my lashes as a guide, and I'm gonna show you this. This is gonna be cool. Get it on. And now I'm going to take this brush and I'm just going to smudge it, and I'm going to work it into my lashes. Ideally, I would not have mascara on right now. However, this is my second tip with a magnetic lash. Normally when I do, like I said, a strip lash, I do the lash first and then mascara. Magnetic lashes need to be really maintained, and they are more expensive. So here's the deal. Actually, I think that it's good to have a really light layer of mascara on, because if you actually look at my profile picture, and I left it up on purpose, I have magnetic lashes on and I did not do a good job with them. I actually did kind of a really bad job. And on one side, the lash isn't lined up, but you can actually see how blonde my lashes are underneath the magnetic lash, and it like makes them stand out. And I was like, I don't like that. But I didn't want to put on all this mascara and get it all over the magnetic lash. So I'm going to do this line, and see how I just kind of got it on there? Get it on. And then I'm taking my brush. I prefer a bent liner brush, or a smudgy brush, and I'm just smoking it out. So that's really nice and diffused. Hooray! I wasn't even trying remotely to be precise. Just get it on, and then you use your brush and you just get it to where you want to get it, and then it's a really beautiful diffused line. Now that I've done that, maybe this is where the hair goes up. I don't know. Now that I've done that, I'm going to go in and we are going to play with this magnetic liner. Like I said, it is sticky, and you have to work quickly, and you have to do multiple coats, and you really want to get it in as close to your lash line as possible, because that's where it's going to be sticking. I'm sorry, I have to use this mirror and get really close. This is my blind eye too. And I know I'm kind of blocking you. I'm sorry, I'm going to try not to block you. Now, I already oofed and I got it in my lashes. If you get it in your lashes, just do a little pinch to work it off, okay? That's because it takes practice to do this and not get it in your lashes, because you're kind of working through there. And see how it's filling in that space? See, when I just did that gel liner and smudged it, it left a little gap. This is actually filling that gap. I'm still trying to figure out the best way for me to see close while I'm doing this. I'm going to dip it in again, because again, this dries out and I want it to be really fluid. And I'm going in over the back, and I'm going to just kind of stamp it on. It's like a double whammy because I'm doing this on my blind eye. The other day I was putting on magnetic lashes. I went to put on my liner, and I literally just like stabbed myself in the middle of the lid. I was like, well, that's not ideal. I'm going to take this and I'm going to brush it real quick, because again, I don't want that liner in my lashes. I am super excited to try the pen one, because I do find that this can be a little challenging. I'm going to just go in. I'm gonna just drag it across. Now that first layer that I did with my gel pencil, I just totally screwed up. You bump yourself. See how I didn't get it quite? Here, I'm just gonna fill that. Like it never happened. Just fill it, smooth it, it's great. So that's on, I got a couple layers on. I want it to dry. And brush it out. Brush it out because I don't want it all up in my lashes. One thing too, if you are using magnetic liner, get this makeup remover. I have used so many removers. This takes the magnetic liner off better than absolutely anything else I've ever tried. It also takes waterproof mascara off better than anything I've ever tried. This is hands down my favorite makeup remover. Like hands down, especially for challenging, when I mean challenging, like stuff that stays put. So see how I got my, magnetic liner on with that gel liner underneath in that diffusion. Even if I didn't do the most amazing job, which I didn't with that, it still looks great because I had that base underneath of that gel pencil that I smudged and smoked out. So now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to pull off. So here's another trick. Take your package with anything, and some of these actually have little finger grips. You have these little dents here. Grab, bend. So these are actually meant to do this, and I didn't show you this. So a lot of lash packs, you don't realize, these are meant, they have finger holes here. And you actually can orient them this way to really get the lash out that you want. So you can actually do that and you can bend it, or you can just take your tweezers, pull it off gently, and let's see if I can do this without being a spaz. I have not had to trim any lashes because we did individuals on this side and I do not need to trim these. So again, we are going to hold this in the center, orient your lash this way to line it up. Oh, we already got it. Here's why. These grab like right away. And I want to get it in my lash line because here's the thing with magnetic lashes. Yes, you can remove them and try again, but it will lift some of that magnetic liner. And I like to do the inner corner last to get it where I want to get it. But also, a magnetic lash is heavier. And if you come in with your magnetic lash at this high angle like I did, it's going to sit taller. And I can really get it down into my lash line. Sorry, I had a call. I can get it down into my lash line. Out here. Hooray. And get it where I want to get it. Now, sometimes my lashes get all scrambled in there underneath. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to take my little spoolie and I'm going to actually brush through my lashes to make sure none got caught where that magnet is. And sometimes right here it will do that just because I really want to get this super close to my lash line. And that little brush through can really help. And same thing if you do it with your other lashes and you feel like you want to smooth it all out. What do we think? See how those just like papped on? But those little tricks and that angle, which I did on both sides where you come in really from behind at a very vertical angle, makes a very big difference. Now it's on there and I feel like it's great. But let's say I did a bad job with my lash. Let's say I got a lash on, like a strip lash or something, and I didn't do a good job getting that lash into my lash line, especially here. This is one of my final tips and tricks. What we are going to do is we are going to take that handy dandy liner pen that we love so dearly, and we are going to perfect our line. So let's say I sucked, I did a bad job. What we can do is we can take this liner pen and we can just kind of go over that edge and we can smooth it out and we can actually perfect anything that we may have messed up. And this is another reason why I love this liner pen, especially right here. If I did a bad job with my lash, I can just go through here. I can fill it a little bit. A little much. It's fine. Smooth it. Perfect it. It's great. It's amazing. And then you can always go with your Q-tips and clean anything up you want to clean up. The edges. Now this magnetic liner, it is tacky. Like, it is a little sticky. It is not like this smooth situation. So it does take practice to work with that texture. That is one of the most challenging things with a magnetic lash, is it's a very different texture. It actually goes on very smooth and then it can really start grabbing on you. So just do little bits at a time, work it across, but I really love having that first layer of your other eyeliner that you do, especially like a smudge gel pencil, then going over the top, and then you just pop that magnetic lash right on top and it is just loverly. Oh, that's a great idea. So Kelly likes to set it with some black shadow because it will still be magnetic. Magnetic lashes will stay on an incredibly long time. I say with any lash, if you do a proper application, they should easily last all day. I will do lash applications on people and they're like, I slept in my lashes and it's still perfect. And I'm like, please don't do that. Please wash your face. But a magnetic lash or any lash, they will last if you can tolerate them. They're heavier. And so they can feel just different. So they can take some getting used to. But I mean, like, these are on here. Like, these are on. So it's not going anywhere until I take it off, really. Like, that is holding. That is really, really holding. And these are too. Like, these will stay really, really well. So we have our little clusters here. We have an individual here. And then this is the magnetic lash. And then what I'll do is, again, it's just finishing, perfecting, seeing if after you have anything on, if you want a little more mascara, we can spray our setting spray at the end and we are good to go. Hi, Megan. We're just wrapping up the show here. But feel free to share this. Feel free to ask me any questions that you have on anything beauty related. We love integrating them into these All-Star Beauty sessions. Typically we do these via Zoom, but we decided to take this on Facebook Live tonight so people could really see like the types of things that we share and we do in these weekly Sunday night sessions. They're really super fun. We really get into it. We go into the specifics. You can play along. You know, you can come and just watch and just be silent and take it all in, or you can participate and you can ask questions. Kelly, did you want to hop on with me for a second? And did you want to share that really cool 21 set? Because Kelly has something really cool that is lash related as well that I want Kelly to share. So everyone say hi to Kelly. Kelly is another one of the leaders on this team, and she is incredible and gorgeous and just phenomenal. And she is going to share with you a really cool set that is like a lash-tastic.
I've been obsessing with it. Well, you've been playing with your Glamnetics, which I am a big fan of them. I actually been playing with this amazing set. Look at how cute this is. Can we just, for a moment, and there's confetti in it. Can you hear me okay?
I was wondering how big it would be, and I was wondering
like, what it's big.
Situation is going to be like.
Like it's big, and the confetti is amazing. I love it so much.
That's really, really, really cute.
Yeah, and it comes with this mini waterproof mascara, which I love a mini, right? I mean, who doesn't love a mini?
I know. Who doesn't love a mini?
And then, so I'm wearing it right now. And look, I did a wing, a cat eye. Do you like it?
So
can you see me?
Is that a charcoal? So it's a dual-ended pencil. So that is the bag.
Mm-hmm.
A mini.
Yeah, this is the bag.
A mini waterproof mascara, and then you get a double-ended eyeliner, and it is that gel formulation that I was using, that I used in my waterline and then I used to smudge. So it's that double-ended gel formulation. And show us the colors. Can you swatch them on your hand?
Yeah. So here is 21. Let's see. Can you see that, or is it too dark?
It's a little bright. It's like a charcoal though, right?
Yeah, it's like a charcoal shimmer. There we go.
Oh, so it is.
Is
I
that
was
better?
wondering how shimmery it would be. That's
It
really
is
cool.
shimmery.
I love a
And
shimmer
it
charcoal.
does give
Really, really
you,
do.
it's really a great formulation. It gives you some wiggle room to smudge and make that line more diffused. It
Ooh.
is so pretty. And then, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with this. This is amazing.
So essentially, you get 2 liners, a mascara, and a really cute purse.
Yeah. And do you see what I have it on right now?
That's really, really pretty. That's really pretty.
It's
I love
so
it.
fun.
You do such
I
a
am
great.
obsessed.
I love the angle that you always do your line like that. And that
Oh,
wing.
they're always different angles.
It's a real great angle. You're rocking. I'm into it.
Thank you.
I'm into it.
Well, I was playing while you were playing, and it was fun. I missed the atmosphere of the Zoom that we have. I mean,
know. When we do the
I was sad.
Zooms, they are so fun, and they're like collaborative, and everybody's like, you can literally just sit with your camera off, or you can have your camera on and participate. People will drop questions in the chat, and they're really, really fun, and it just kind of makes my week every single week. I absolutely love them.
100%. I'm glad that you invited me on here because I was missing
Yay!
it.
I know. It's fun when it's like conversational and we're hanging out. Just this is why we don't do them on live. This is why we do them in Zoom, because it's like our little space. And we all
It's
get
girls'
to play
night.
together. It is. It's girls' night. Oh my gosh.
For sure.
So if you want to check out that set, if you want to check out any of the products that we use, make sure you reach out to your beauty guide. They will hook you up. They will show you how to get all those awesome things. If you have any additional questions, you can ask me, or you can reach out to your beauty guide on any of these techniques. It's super fun, and we love doing it, and we love helping, and we love sharing.
Do you know who this is perfect for?
What?
I mean, basically anyone, but also any graduates of 2021.
Ooh.
It could be a bridal present for anyone getting married in 2021. Wouldn't that be awesome?
I love that idea.
Like this, I mean, I think everybody should get a couple just to have on hand to give away as gifts. I think it's awesome.
That's a fun gift. We're so over 2020.
Totally over it.
2021's got to be better.
Oh, we're making it better.
So we got a cute bag to commemorate. I had to fix my lip.
And I'm wearing cherry pie from our Amaze box. And the red liner.
See, I did cherry pie from the Amaze box, but
What's your liner?
Berry liner.
I knew it.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what else I did for fun?
Tell me about it.
I put a little bit of, I can't help it. I have to cool it down a little bit. I put a little bit of Smile in the middle.
I was gonna put a little cake pop in the middle, and then I was like, no, this is too good.
It is good.
Perfect. It's perfect the way it is. We don't need to change a thing. All right. I think it's time to wrap up the show. Powder.
Right. Well, thanks for letting me hop on.
Thanks for hopping on with me, and thanks everybody who came and everyone who hung out. Feel free to share this. Any beauty guides, feel free to share this. You know, we love teaching, and if anyone wants an invitation to our weekly Sunday night all-star beauty sessions that we host via Zoom instead of doing this live, let me, or if your beauty guide is an all-star, is on the team, like, let us know. Come hang out with us. It's really fun. I literally have over 50 ideas already lined up for next year for these. Like, I love teaching, and I love how it just kicks off the whole week. So let us know if we can get you your invitation to come hang out with us. 7:30 Mountain Standard Time, Sunday evenings, and we just like hang out and learn some stuff, and you know,
it's so fun.
Chit chat. All right. You all have a great night. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy New Year. And as always, I gotta say it, Cal. Gotta keep it classy.
Keep it classy. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.